Hello everyone! Today in this video we'll fight against the atmos character of our world around us, and this time we will talk about the 80th anniversary of the one of the largest massacres in the this what was southeastern Poland before Second World War, the territories of the Second Polish Republic, and was initiated in 1939 by Ukrainian nationalists and some Soviet agents as well, which is called the Wołyń massacre. Actually, should be Wołyń massacres of Wołyń, plural form, because there were many, and the largest of them took place on the 11th of July 1943, so there was the 80th anniversary. And of course, this event fulfills all criteria of genocide. Polish people were the main target, and also Polonized Armenian and the residual Jewish people who were still surviving and hiding among Poles within these areas. So Ukrainian, of course, nationalists, I would call them chauvinists, because this is really chauvinistic behavior, was inspired, of course, by especially some activists like Stepan Bandera collaborating with Germany, and also some, as I said, especially in the beginning 1939, Soviet agents. It was ethnic cleansing, of course, but about this many people are far more better than me, and they are telling these stories in details. It was really genocide done with primitive techniques like knives, axes, hammers, shovels, and so on, in a very brutal and primitive manner, but unfortunately very effective. And the 80th anniversary that took place actually 2 days ago was a manifestation of the way how current Polish elite succumbs to their Ukrainian counterpart, and it's hard to believe that this really can happen, because they are not able to call the things that happened 80 years ago by their name. And one of the reasons is, of course, the pedagogy of shame that we were fed since 1991 at any level, and also the fact that we are infiltrated with the ideology of one of the Polish emigration activist, Jerzy Giedroyć, who was maybe great person in literature because he was the main editor of the Polish Cultural Institute in Paris. He did an incredible job to promote and preserve Polish culture, but at the same time he was a propagator of the idea that Ukraine, Belarus, and Lithuania, their existence would be, and when they appeared, because he died in 2000, and when they appeared on the map, are that their existence is a blessing for Polish foreign politics, and Poland should do everything to support them, and do not use any sad stories from the past that happen in between these nations, because according to him the presence of this nation separates us from Russia, which is actually not true, because on the southeast we have our border with Kaliningrad Oblast, so we have the border with Russia, surprisingly, with a very heavily militarized territory of Russia. So the geopolitical buffer states theory, what Giedroyć was promoting, is not true. And of course our elite are so infiltrated by this thinking that even if the governments of Lithuania, Belarus, and Ukraine are doing something against us, or even falsifying the memory about the events that happened between us and so on, so falsifying history, forging something that never happened, or simply act against the monuments of Polish memories, or historical monuments of Poland on their territory, even if they destroy them, our government actually says nothing, because according to this Giedroyć doctrine formulated by Mr. Giedroyć, whom I mentioned, uh, we cannot say anything because they are buffer between us and Russia and they defend us. This is one of the reasons. I think for sure. And another reason why Polish government really succumbs so much to their Ukrainian counterparts might be rooted in the fact that in the late 44 and early 45, when Soviets were coming, actually when the war was waged on the territories of Poland, many Ukrainians, especially the chauvinists, were escaping from Soviets because they knew that they would there wouldn't be any mercy, roughly speaking, for them. So they were actually, and it's very well documented, killing, especially in Lviv, Tarnopol, and other smaller cities, many young Polish people, taking their documents, exchanging pictures and other stuff, and briefly they were stealing the identity of these people and present themselves as Polish people, and later many of them, thousands are documented, made a living in the Polish Communistic Republic. So hell knows, maybe many of our current dignitaries are the descendants of these people. That's why they are leaning towards modern Ukraine so much. When we analyze their strange behavior since February 2022, we have to take many things into account, like the influence and infiltration by the Giedroyć doctrine, pressure by some like Anglo-Saxon superpowers on Poland to support Ukraine, because thanks to this they don't have to invest so much in fighting Russia on their own because someone else is doing this for them. And also we shouldn't forget about this fact that in the last months of the Second World War there was on the large scale identity theft, Polish identity theft by Ukrainian chauvinists escaping the Soviet military. So just to understand this strange and really unacceptable behavior of current Polish elite, we cannot skip any factor that might have its reason and influence their behavior towards the contemporary Ukrainian counterpart. This is how I see it. It's unacceptable what's happening because the safety and the resources of Polish state are exhausted and completely used brainlessly, and we are flooded by Ukrainian newcomers who are really behaving in Poland as if they were in their own country and as if they were uh, people who are not possible to be punished even if they do something wrong. Not all, of course, but many of them, and it slowly increases social tensions. What will happen, how it will develop, I don't know, but I'm trying to find reasons why the current representatives of Polish political elite behave like this, and they are so much servilistic towards Ukrainian state. Maybe this what I mentioned is a good set of reasons for that. All the best, have a nice day, bye.